All right. We should be going live. Let's see what's happening over here. Looks like we're going live. So
Hello, we are live.
we're going to wait and see how many people join. But if you're watching the replay of this, welcome. We don't have any current viewers, so we're going to wait and see if we get some viewers and see how this goes. I want to make sure that we're also getting a good stream.
And I'm going to be double checking everything on my laptop. There we are.
There we go, and I can see that you're watching.
Cool, and I can see if anyone says anything.
So we are going to have chat going. So if you have any comments, you have any questions, let us know in the comments. So we're just going to be basically chatting today and doing an update on the Mach-E and where the channel is going. So feel free to jump in, ask questions, and we'll see how this goes. We got some good and bad stuff to show.
I know, there's a surprise coming. So if our energy seems weird at all, it's because we know what's coming.
Yeah.
There.
We don't want to get into that.
Yeah, we won't get into that, but there.
But so far, yeah, we just filmed last week. We both filmed our like a 1 month review of the Mach-E so far and how we liked it. We're gonna probably getting those videos out within the next week. It takes a bit of time to edit everything together. It was sort of cool because we did the videos separately. So she did her video, I didn't watch, and then I did my video. So there's some overlap, but there's some differences, and I think that's a good way to get those differences. And I think we'll probably do that at the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 month.
Yeah, we didn't want to influence each other. So he's actually seen little bits of mine because I did mine first and then started editing it. And I haven't seen his, so I'm kind of curious. I want to know what you said.
Yeah, I had to go into work, which was the first time since last July that I drove to work. So I recorded my driving to work and my thoughts about the Mach-E then. And then I saw bits of hers and I was like, I forgot to talk about that. So, but yeah, I mean, overall, we're still very happy with the Mach-E, obviously. Loving all of the features. We were also working on some cool stuff. Like yesterday, we did like a workout in the morning. We went to a car show where there was like McLarens and Lamborghinis and tons of Corvettes.
So many Corvettes. Yeah.
And the Mach-E still got a lot of attention. So it was really cool. We couldn't rev our engine though, so that was disappointing.
Hey, Dylan. A couple of your stickers arrived, by the way. The other ones, we're still waiting for more.
Yeah, so we have a lot of stuff planned. We're also this past week we were trying to plan our wedding anniversary is coming up at the beginning of May. So we were hoping, if all goes well, we're hoping to get vaccinated. We got our first shots. We're supposed to get our second shots. If we don't have any side effects or anything like that, we were hoping in May to take like a little anniversary road trip and spend the night somewhere. Like the first time we've left the city for a long trip. And then this summer, we were both working with our full-time jobs to get approval so that we could go and take like a longer road trip out to California and either have the time off or we may work from the road as well, depending on how that goes. So I thought that would be cool. And we would be able to, of course, collect lots of data. If you guys all watch the Out of Spec Motoring, Kyle Connor drove from Fort Collins out to LA. A lot of that segment we would be doing because we would be driving from Denver to LA down to San Diego or bypassing LA slightly. So we would stop and have like a lot of the same stops that he had. And when he came back from that California trip, because you know, if you've seen the video, he was frustrated on the way there. On his way back, he gave me a call, and we both have shared experiences with EA, and we both feel like it's something with the plug-in charge and the 250 kilowatts of free charging. So he said he had a lot more success on the way back just using his app and charging, and it worked fine. But the plug-in charge was the problem. And the last time we went out, we hit a couple of EA chargers. I did not have plug-in charge enabled, and you guys saw the video. No issues whatsoever. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. I know they'll get plug-in charge working at some point because there's just too much riding on that. But you know, we've hit a charge point, had no issues. And really, it's sort of like I was thinking about like when I used to stop to get gas. It was we had a gas station right here, Safeway grocery store. So you have to like swipe. It put in your like it would ask you like, okay, what's your reward card's number? And I never had my card, so I'd have to enter in my phone number, so it would look me up, and then like, do you want to use your rewards? All right, now put your credit card in. Now put your zip code in to verify your credit card, and then you hit continue. And your
So
start
it is
your
more
session.
time consuming.
So really, yeah, ChargePoint. Like I know it's not Tesla. Just plug it in and it takes off in like 20 seconds. But literally, like with like the ChargePoint and with the EA, when I disabled plug and charge, it was tap the charger. It says plug in. I plugged in and it started charging. So it was like literally like 15 seconds. I mean, the handshake took a few seconds, and the EA chargers they take a while because it's almost like they got to spin up to get up to speed. So.
And Dylan said they don't have that issue with Petro Canada, which makes me feel like we should go to different places and rent an EV and try out all the chargers. That'd be fun.
Yeah, we tried to get a test drive of a VW ID4. That did not work out. They had it like in the showroom on a pedestal, and it was just like.
And he was like, "We can take it out. We can go for a drive." And I'm like, in this car," and he's like, "Yeah." And it's like it's on a pedestal.
Yeah, I mean they got it in there, so I know they can get it out. But I mean we drove up in a Mach-E, and I don't want to lie to someone, so I was like, literally, we're just looking at this because it may be something in the future, and we want to compare it to the Mach-E.
Was pretty cool.
So I didn't want to be like, yeah, we're going to buy this if you get it, let us test drive it. So I just said, no, don't worry about it. And VW is doing a test drive event here in Denver. I think it's beginning of May.
Yeah.
So that's something I've already reserved a time slot for that. But I think I might like message the guy and say like, hey, is there a way that I can do a test drive, and maybe make a YouTube video, one for the channel and then like one for them. I don't know if they let us play with it for more than like 15 minutes. So.
Did you hear that Tesla is going to release their chargers to other EVs?
Yeah, Elon Musk has said, and I'll say the comment because like it doesn't show up necessarily for everybody quickly. Somebody asked if, or Dylan asked if, have we heard the rumor that Tesla is going to open up their charging network to other brands? And Elon Musk has said that he's willing to do that. And then there's been more recent rumors of like that's going to come. I'm not sure how they would pull that off because there has to be some communications between the car and the charging station to allow the billing to take place. And this is at the superchargers because you can already use an adapter to use a Tesla destination charger. But to use the superchargers, there would have to be some type of payment process, which right now Tesla just you plug in and it communicates, identifies the car, and they get billed that way. If it were like my Mach-E, it would have to do the same thing. So we're back to the plug and charge. Like they'd have to figure out a way to get that to work, or put some type of tap and pay card reader or something like that. So who knows? I think that'd be super cool. Like to me, I just don't think there should be anything that's proprietary. Using an adapter is one thing. Having multiple accounts is one thing. But like completely locking other brands out is just disappointing. If it's your own private network, I get it. But what's frustrating is that like I'm worried because Rivian is going to try to do some of the same thing, and I don't want them to like say in a smaller city, like, okay, we're going to have one charging station, and whoever gets it first, that's the one that it's going to be. So if it happens to be Tesla or Rivian, everybody else is just locked out. That would be very disappointing. So who knows? Hopefully, with the big push from the Biden administration to expand charging, that they'll put some provisions in there that if you're going to do that, you need to put in chargers that are accessible to every vehicle. And however they do that, I don't care. Just want to be able to, like, everybody can do that. So,
especially a lot of the places that Rivian wants to be, like Moab, you want to have access for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. It's not Moab. For those that don't know, it's a small town where people go and do like a lot of mountain biking, sightseeing. There's a couple of national parks near there, hiking, biking, 4-wheel drive, off-roading. But it's not a big town. I think it's like maybe 5, 6, 7,000 people. and it's not like they can't support the infrastructure, but it's sort of like there's limited space and all of that stuff. So we'll get into why we sort of decided to do this. We wanted to be out and about today, and we actually had a full slate of stuff planned yesterday. So you want to say what we did in the morning, and I'll work our way through today.
Yeah, sure. We sort of wanted an adventure day, so we woke up at 5 a.m., which we haven't done in ages. We used to do that pre-pandemically, but we went and did a sunrise workout at Red Rocks, which you may have seen our other video. We took the Mach-E there, so we actually parked in the same spot and did a workout on the top row and watched the sunrise. And at one point, we thought that everyone was applauding the sun rising, but actually someone had proposed there, so we just started applauding because like, oh yeah, it's very nice sunrise, very nice. But then there was a proposal.
Yeah.
So that was pretty fun, and we had beverages in the front.
Yes.
Which was awesome, and then we went straight from that to.
There was a Cars and Coffee near us down south, and we have never done one of those, and heard about this one, and they said there were going to be puppies there, so I knew Liv wanted to go see that. So we pulled up, and it was overwhelming the number of nice cars they had there. Tons of Corvettes, a few Mustangs, and McLarens, and Lamborghinis, and Ferraris, and a whole row of Porsches. So it was really cool, and I went and parked the Mach-E over on the side, and it still got a lot of attention, and a lot of people came over to check it out, and we had our coffee sitting in the cup holders in the front. People seemed to love that, and it was really, really cool to see the reaction of everybody, and overall, like the only negative comment was like, I hate the name, but that's a cool car.
Yeah, and it wasn't even, he was like, I want to hate it, but...
Yeah. And there were a couple of people who were like, I see the Mustang on that, but this is not a Mustang. I was like, no, it's the new electric four-door, all-wheel drive crossover Mustang, which threw them off. And then they were like, what type of engine does it have? And I was like, oh, then that's the best part. It's electric. So people seemed very, very responsive to that, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think, it was probably the first one that anyone there had seen. And it was on EV there, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, the only EV there.
Yeah.
So then, in the afternoon, part of Earth Day, if you want to pay my bill, you can call it whatever you want, but I'm paying the bill, so I call it a Mustang. So anyways, later in the day, we were going to an EV meetup. It was part of a Drive Electric Earth Day, and if you go there, there's a bunch of events across the U.S., and this is one of the first ones. And Earth Day is, I think, 22nd, 24th.
Yeah.
But it was like one of the first ones, but it was in conjunction with a cruise that was going to go on in the evening. So I thought it was a really cool opportunity to go and see what other cars were going to be there. You could see the registration. There was like 6 Model 3s signed up, 1 Model Y, 1 S, I think a couple of X's, and then a couple of Jaguar I-Paces, some Nissan, and a couple other EVs. I'm trying to think, a Bolt.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it would have been cool to see all of these, but we didn't get to see them, and I will show you why. Hopefully I don't. And this is...
And there was one other Mach-E that was there, so...
Yeah,
that would have been
one
cool.
other Mach-E signed up, but we didn't make it. So we were going on the way to the event, and this is why we're like...
We're a little subdued.
And in a bit of a panic mode, but yes.
Electric Lucifer.
We got rear-ended on the freeway, so... and it wasn't just we got rear-ended. And I'll keep switching back to this. I don't like looking at that. But yeah, we were going on the freeway. If you're familiar with Denver, we're going on I-25, getting ready to exit to go on 6th Avenue West, and I got into the exit lane. Traffic was going really slow. Like we were going like 10 miles to 40 miles per hour up and down. Like traffic was slowing down. So I got over into the exit lane, and about 10 seconds later, somebody jumped into exit lane behind me and bam. Um, and one of the things that's neat, and we'll probably do a more detailed video, but I had on one pedal mode, of course. So I was at a complete stop just using one pedal mode and got hit. And I'm like, I'm thinking about what happened. I'm like, I'm lucky I didn't like shove my foot down and ram the car in front of me. I hit my brake as fast as I could, did not hit the guy in front of me. But then the guy that hit me decides to run. So we probably didn't do what we were supposed to do.
Well, I do have to say, because so he was like shouting out the license plate as soon as it happened. So he sees the guy running, shouts the license plate number at me. I start writing it down and then call 911 immediately. And then he's like, I think that's what it was. I think that was the license plate. But then...
Yeah, because I mean, it was just like quick. So I was like saying it over and over in my mind and like repeating it so that we didn't lose it. But I also, so it was also a local company, and I won't go into their name or whatever, but like I saw that it was some type of company, and Liv saw that it was a company, and I thought I had a license plate, but I'm like, I'm going to go try to get the license plate and then see if I can see the company name. And it wasn't going to try to run them down or chase them down or anything like that. I was like, as soon as I got that, I was good. Liv was on the phone with 911. I could hear them telling us like, do not follow.
Yeah.
And right at about that point, we see him pulling over to the side of the road. And as we're doing that, we notice there's actually another SUV that literally like pinned the guy off the road and was not going to let him get away.
Yeah.
So I pull off, and by the time I get off, anyways, I pull off like slightly ahead of them. The other guy is like yelling at the driver that tried to run. And we're on the phone with 911. I'm like looking at the car. We're across like an exit thing. So I was like debating if I should go back over there to them. About that time, the SUV guy comes up, and the other van, they come up and park behind me. And Liv talked to the guy, the witness. Yeah. And I'm
just like adamantly answering.
Yeah, no, she's looking at the live comments. So thankfully that guy decided to help out. I mean, I don't advocate like trying to get somebody to stop, but he said all he was intending to do was take pictures, and he was yelling at the guy of like,
he said a couple expletives flew. He got the guy's picture, he got the company number, and that's what he wanted to do. And he was actually from Detroit, so like literally we stopped on the off-ramp, just to jump in as well. He sort of pulled over with the guy. They were further back, and then they sort of drove up to where we were on this little triangle area. And he was like, I'm from Detroit. I drive this road every day, and I see something like this happen all the time, and I'm not going to see some dirtbag run away. And he was like, I just followed him, took photos, and a couple expletives flew, but I'm putting my mask on and giving you a hug.
Yeah, so he was really nice.
And we are totally okay. Thank you, Jonathan.
Yeah, we're
totally
okay. I am sore.
But it might have been the workout.
It might have been the workout.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's not like I got whiplash or anything serious, but just like we just drank some whiskey last night. We had great plans, and we still have a lot of great plans. I just don't know what's going to happen now, and just really bummed because we've been enjoying making these videos. We've been enjoying the community,
so much.
All the comments, all the thumbs ups, the sharing of the videos, the subscriber count. It's been way, way, way beyond what we imagined, and we want to find a way to continue this. And I know that the car will be fixed. All the Ford repair shops were closed. I already got the claim in and stuff like that. I do have some concerns about whether the other driver was actually covered. He was actually on a learner's permit, and he was driving a company vehicle. So there's some worries about stuff like that I don't know how that's all going to play out.
And I do want to jump in and say accidents happen, rear-ending someone. I've done it. If that had just been the only thing, I personally wouldn't have been so mad. But the driving away, the hit and run obviously was infuriating. And at the same time, obviously, young guy panicked Patrick said he spoke with him. I didn't hear this part, so I was a little like, "Arr!" like waiting for him to run
Yeah.
again. But that he was like, I panicked, right?
And then their Mach-E. Oh my gosh.
No.
I hope there isn't a trend of Mach-E's with
first
bad
edition.
damage or
Yeah.
getting damaged.
We need like a plaque or something. So 13-year-old first edition, 13-day-old, I can speak English, was damaged by a pizza delivery sign flying off the car in front of you.
That
Tore
sounds.
the front driver's wheel molding right off. That's crazy. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Carl. Oh,
Yeah, and Richard, that's my biggest concern too. Is that
parts, yeah.
I don't know how long it's going to take them to get parts. So I'm imagining, like, I just mentally in my mind blocked off like we're going to be out of commission for 2 months for making videos. So in the meantime, we're going to try to make videos. We're going to try to do like front removal. Going to try to do some stuff with sync. I don't know what's going to happen. We got to go get an estimate done on it on Monday. It's drivable. That's one of the good things too. I don't have pictures here of the van. Are we not switched back over?
Oh no, I just have a pause.
Oh, you hit pause.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
you're stuck looking at the car. Looking all smashed up.
So, anyways, what was I saying? Oh, so the van, it was like a 2005 Chevy van, not the big giant ones, but sort of like the little delivery van or whatever. But it looked pretty bad in the front. It looked pretty rough. The Mach-E, I mean, it looked really rough to me. But it actually, considering the differences of the damage, I'm like, it didn't do bad. It looks like it's going to need, of course, a rear bumper, the rear hatch, and the rear tail lights. I don't know if the latch is damaged or anything like that. I got rear-ended a few years ago in my WRX, and I was like, oh, I wonder if there's damage in the trunk. So I popped the trunk, and then it wouldn't close. So I haven't opened up the hatch to see if there's any damage into like that part of the car, because I don't want to like pop it open and then I can't move the car and have to have it towed.
It'll be like my first car, which I had to like close the trunk with a clothes hook.
Yeah.
Thing.
So yeah, we'll just have to go through that process and see. I'm worried that it's going to be a couple of months at least before we get back. In the meantime, we're going to try and do, like I said, some of the stuff right now. Like today, we're going to try to film as much as we can in case we have to give the car up. I'm hoping what we do is we go get an estimate, and then when they get the parts, they'll schedule it to come in.
As long as you can drive it, little bits do look like they're pulling off, but
Yeah, no, I don't want to drive it much, but
no. And so, are there any videos you guys particularly want to see? Please do let us know, and we'll make them a priority.
so yeah, we did drive home from the accident scene.
Actually, drove home without a license.
Yeah.
Because the cop still had his license.
The cop forgot to give my license back.
And then he called me and he's like, I have Patrick's license. I'm like, who is this? Oh, okay.
The only so like the issues with driving it are only like it says the parking assist features are not available. It damaged the radar. Knocked that out of alignment. The rear camera actually works, but you can tell it's slightly off. But the rear camera still works. But like pulling into the garage, like all of the radar stuff, it's like it's disabled all of that. So the cameras are working going in forward, but it wasn't like beeping at me to tell me.
Oh, right.
Yeah, not that big of a deal, but it was. I almost went in too far because I usually wait till it gets that high pitched thing, and I'm like, okay, there, I'm far enough. But anyways, but other than that, it seems like it's fine.
Definitely. That's actually on our list for today, Lori. She said getting the
Yeah.
fuck out. Patrick got the tools, so we're like,
Yeah, we got the tools to do that. You can
Looking
do it with the
forward to it.
screwdriver, but we got some trim removal tools, and then I figured we'll go over some of the sync stuff. I'm going to try to make a video. It might just be me back in my normal spot over there on the other side of our studio / bedroom.
this is the Maker's studio.
But I might do a video on explaining to people, one, you don't need to charge to 100% every night. And two, if it says you have 212 miles of range, don't panic. It's just the way the guessometer goes. And then we'll do our 1 month video update, talk about all the other good stuff I I have all the footage for that. It might make me sad to edit that. I was going to edit last night. That was our plan, was to edit all day today, and I'm like just
Yeah.
bummed.
It I mean, part of it is that we didn't know if it would be a reality to get this vehicle. It's a big splurge, and part of it is the community that Patrick has found through making this channel and that I've found from joining it. And the excitement that we felt getting this car, it feels echoed by you guys, and we're sharing your excitement for getting your cars. And it's like, we're all just really happy about our Mach-E's
Yeah.
and sharing that. And going from the car meetup in Lone Tree in the morning with sharing our Mach-E with other car enthusiasts to the bummer of like, wah wah, maybe you can't have all this excitement and fun you've been planning. I mean, it's certainly a first world problem, but we're definitely like a bit of a deflated balloon right now. So thanks for letting us share it with you guys too.
And for me, it was a bit of a bummer because we had just planned those trips we were talking about,
Literally.
and I'm figuring we'll get some type of rental car, so like we can still do those trips, but it won't be the same.
And Dylan says that his dealer would give him a courtesy vehicle if there's any damage or repairs.
Yeah, yeah, and I know one of the guys in Mach-E Forum had to have it repaired. He got a Ford Escape or Explorer, I can't remember, one of the E words, which would be fine. I mean, it's just disappointing we can't drive an electric vehicle and have fun. I have thought about like if I get my insurance stuff all squared away and we know that they're going to pay for everything, then I will maybe like see if I can get approved to do like maybe rent like a Tesla or a Leaf off of Turo, and then we could do some comparisons and we actually have a reason to do it, and then
Yeah.
the insurance will cover, because they're about $150 a day to rent, which I wouldn't really want to do that just for fun. But if it's like, hey, this is you guys are the ones that caused me to not have an EV to make a video with, so maybe I can get them to pay for it. But
And it's funny because we've always had two cars, Patrick's car, the WRX, the Subaru previously, and my wreck, if any of you have seen it, the 98 RAV4. And so now I'm very aware of how not good my car is. It's like, oh my gosh, this might be our only car that's functioning. That's terrifying. That's not good.
yeah,
It's not a great car.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and normally every time, and this is just me, but I'm getting close to 50. I've never caused an accident, so I never get the like rental insurance for my car, because I'm like I'm just not going to cause an accident, and if I do, then that's my stupidity, and I'll pay for it. It's usually always the other person's fault, and it has been. I've been in 5 accidents, rear-ended 4 times. One time somebody backed into me at a stop sign.
Oh,
I think my car is stationary or almost stationary every single time, so it's stupid. But anyways, it's always been the other person's fault. Their insurance has always had to pay for it. The last time though, I think I had a rental car for about 2 weeks. It was their fault. They were in a company car, just like this time. They had insurance, just like this time. And then the insurance balked because the person driving it wasn't supposed to be driving it. It was like a new employee that hadn't done their paperwork yet. So then my insurance had to like sue the company and all that. Luckily, I didn't have to worry about any of that, but it makes me worry that like, what if something goes wrong and it's not covered? So I should probably just add rental insurance and not worry about it. But
You're kind of flashing worst case scenarios now.
yeah,
And Guru will definitely be documenting the experience. Like, it's not something we would ever want to have to document, but since we do, we'll document how much this costs and how efficient it is, and just how the experience is repairing a Mach-E,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
And one of the things that's neat though, I didn't want to discover it this way or find out this way, but so like the rear hatch, somebody had said like they tried to put a magnet on it and it didn't stick, so it's not metal. So I wasn't sure if it was aluminum or some other composite, but I'm gonna go take a closer look at it, and I'll post pictures and video about that. But it's almost looks like a plasticky type thing, like because it like pushed it in and you can see it's like a cracked part of it. But it's definitely not metal, or pure metal at least. I don't know. It's some type of composite.
Oh, discount through employers, Jonathan says. Oh, Lori's previous car was hit while parked by a company truck and they tried to say the driver wasn't authorized. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, and
literally.
that's what I worry because the guy, he was young and he
Yeah.
was driving on a learner's permit. Um, so I don't even know. Like I imagine they might try and pull the same thing, which is why. And I don't know if it's the best advice, but what I always do is I go through my insurance company, and it's worked out for me a couple of times in the past where even though it's the other insurance company and they have to deal with everything, I've had issues when I've tried to do that. The other insurance company is like, no, you have to go to our repair shop or you have to do this and you need to get us a copy of the police report. I don't do any of that. I contact my insurance company. My insurance company is generally like, we're going to take care of everything. You don't worry about it. We'll go after them. And I'll say there it's USAA. Got it because I was previously in the military. They've been great on stuff like that. So hopefully that's the way it happens again. I had one time where dinged a car in a parking lot with my door and was actually writing a note and just going to let the person know, like, hey, I dinged your door, let me know. They literally called me 9 months later and then tried to say that like I hit their car, I knocked out uh, their headlight and created a dent up front. 9 months
Whoa.
later, yeah. So then I called my insurance, and they were like, "We'll do an accident investigation." And about a month later, they called me back, and they were like, they never responded to the insurance company. So the guy was just trying to shake me down like 9 months later. So
I mean, and this hit and run, like the moment the cop arrived, we were both like really amped up, and I was like, "We have dash cam," because we were recording a video. We were shooting a
yeah,
video, sort of a day adventure for Earth Month kind of thing, and so we had the dash cam doing a time lapse. And sorry, Dylan, it's not actually a dash cam; it was a GoPro, but we had our dash cams on order, and
yeah.
they just shipped yesterday, like after the
Oh no,
accident.
not the dash. That was the the screen protector for the
Oh, the screen protection.
yeah.
Okay, the dash
But
cam. I
I
don't know
have a
what it
dash
is.
cam that they shipped. It should be here soon. So it's like I got that. We also have like we got some cool stuff. Like this arrived yesterday
Yesterday.
when we got home.
It would have been squished if it had been
Yeah,
on, so
so
it's
right now,
metal.
yeah,
Yeah.
I got one for front and back because I thought like it'd be cool. I don't like having a license plate number always in the video, and like if we did like a photo shoot, I was like we can pop these on real quick and that'll look really cool in photos. So we had that, and then we just got like last week. This is a shirt Liv designed.
I wanted them on black, so I sort of redid the design. I actually have three of them coming, but they didn't
Yeah,
arrive yet, but Patrick's did.
yeah. So we
So,
were like, I mean, I got a ton of
yay!
shirts and stuff. So it's like, I think it would actually be funny, like if I can convince them to let me like rent a Tesla or whatever,
And then only wear
and
Mach-E
then just wear
stuff.
all my Mach-E gear the whole time that I'm doing that, and go up to the superchargers and complain about all this stuff that I don't like about Tesla. Uh,
And Linda says rental insurance is cheap, so we should definitely add it. I mean, he was
yeah,
sort of cocky in the whole like never needed it kind of
yeah.
deal.
I think this is like just the added stress of not having it. I think I'll just go ahead and throw it on there. I took off towing as well, which Ford has towing with the car.
Oh,
So I
cool.
was like, but yeah, when I
I
took
guess we
that
need.
off, I should have turned the rental thing on, but I don't know.
Oh, and a tow truck did show up. Like while we were waiting for the police to arrive, a tow truck came, so we were all just standing there on the embankment on the
Yeah.
highway.
Well, tow truck operators are they're like loan sharks or I don't know lawyers or something like
Lawyers.
yeah.
Although that I think that's very derogatory, isn't it? Ambulance chasers. Like
No,
very
well,
negative.
and not all of them, but there was one time I was in an accident with my cousin, and she called a tow truck, and while we were waiting for the tow truck, another truck showed up, and of course you don't remember, like you're just like you call up,
Oh,
send me a tow truck. Well, they show up and they're like start getting ready to load up the car, and then the the one we called shows up and they're like arguing.
They got sniped.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. And they this is back in the days when people use like CBs to dispatch like their tow trucks. So they heard the CB dispatch and
That's
literally
essentially
showed up on site and just tried to take the other person's tow.
rude.
And of course, we're like, I really don't care. Like, whoever's going to be cheapest, because we were way out in the middle of nowhere. So,
AAA. Could we benefit from AAA? 400 miles.
yeah, I'll have to check and see what USA has.
Then AmFam gives Jonathan rental coverage for free. No more rides, month and month.
It's all good stuff. Yeah, I don't know.
We're just hoping we can get an EV because we're sort of
I think it'd be
psyched
cool.
about getting into the EV life and
Yeah.
have to go back to a gas car.
Well, and also, I think it'd be a good opportunity if we can somehow, like, even if we have to pay out of pocket some,
Yeah.
like if they authorize us like $50 a day or something like that, and we spend extra, it might be worth it to experience that. And I would love to sort of once and for all go like, yeah, because I've driven a Tesla, but it'd be nice to be like, yeah, I drove a Tesla to Santa Fe and back, and I didn't like it, or I did like it. Maybe I will.
Or these are the things we like. Either way, just to know the proper experience of
Yeah.
experiencing one for a long time. Because we've only had the Mach-E for a month,
So.
which
But-
has been great.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it really was. Like it's been weird. I think to me the weirdest thing about owning it the first month is showing up at like a Cars and Coffee and having people like fawning over the car. It was just sort of weird. And even the witness that helped us out yesterday, he was saying like his girlfriend saw the car and was just like, oh my God, that looks beautiful. And,
He said that's the first time she's ever said that. Is that's the most beautiful car I've ever seen. Yeah.
yeah.
We'll have to look into AAA, Linda. Thank you. And No More Ride, Jonathan. Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
I think it's, I don't know.
Well, also, I'm so sorry, you guys. Like, it's horrible to hear that you all have had similar stories. Like, thank you, Jason. How many of you guys have also had hit and runs or just been hit? I really hope that as cars get smarter and like pre-collision assist with this stuff, although we don't really get an assist with getting rear-ended when you're stationary, that's tough.
Yeah.
But like as cars get smarter, Mobileye, right, and
Yeah.
all the new things that we can get, that we get to avoid some of these accidents.
Yeah, and I'm actually, I wish I would remember because it happened so quickly. If the pre-collision assist helped me from hitting the car in front of me, because it really happened pretty quickly, and like I said, I don't.
I don't
We-
think it did.
Well, because it flashed at me yesterday, actually earlier today, because I was getting ready to go into like the exit ramp. At a different location, and the cars going straight were stopped, but I was getting ready to move over to the exit, and it like flashed at me. So I was just like, I know why it's freaking out, but I know why it's okay. But I don't remember hearing that like during the accident, like if it triggered that or not. But
I don't think so either, and it was weird because it was like, oh my God, you didn't hit the person in front, did you?
yeah,
And then we rewatched because we had that time lapse video, so we rewatched it a bunch. Like, oh, and the front of the car is perfect.
the front of the car. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I didn't even think about it. Like we went and chased after the guy. We pulled over. Like we're just dealing with all of that. And she goes, "You didn't hit the person in front of you, did you?" And I'm like, "Crap, I don't think I did."
Like, oh my God, did you hit and run after hit and run?
So I went and I literally had to go and look at the front, and I didn't think I had, but it was things got jumbled up in my brain. Because like the other thing is like after watching the dash cam, and this is why like I'm set on getting a dash cam now. We had ours in time lapse mode, and we went back and watched it, and I could have swore like I moved over into the exit lane, and then boom, I got hit. But then I looked at it, and Liv is the one that discarded. She goes, no, I thought the same thing. You moved over, you moved up a little bit, you moved up a little bit, and then boom. So we were probably over there
Basically,
10 seconds or so.
no, because it was 10 times slower, so it was maybe a minute.
I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe 20 seconds.
Okay. But yeah, like stationary traffic, basically. Stop and go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like, you don't really remember it as close. I do remember us both almost screaming at the same time. He's running.
Did we?
Yeah. And I just, yeah, and definitely like 100% my advice. Don't chase
Don't-
after him. It's not worth it. You
yeah.
don't know why they're that crazy. But I did it, and I don't say I regret it, but I know I shouldn't have done that. And I wasn't.
Happy Easter, Donnie. Thanks for popping in.
So but,
Yeah, don't chase them.
yeah. So going back real quick, as I was saying, I don't know if you can see it on here. I'm looking at my screen now.
That it's not metal.
Yeah, it was down here, like right above the license plate, like where it goes from like dark to light. It's really hard to see. I'll try to get better photos of it, but it's like there's like a white line, and that's where it's like cracked. But looking at the damage, it really looks like if they can get a rear hatch, the rear lights, and the rear bumper, we should be okay. Who knows if there's anything broken underneath? But who knows how long it's going to take to get parts? I know everything is probably going to the assembly line. I don't know how they do this on like a new car. I'm going to try to put a shout out on probably Mach-E forum. I know was somebody else that was rear-ended. See if I can find that person and see what their experience has been like. And then
Oh, sorry, Donnie.
some dealers, they have Mach-E's that you're able to like take out for more than one day, but I don't think they would want me to keep this out for like a month or however long it takes to do the repairs. But I was like, maybe I can convince them to like at least let me have it like on Sundays, because in Colorado dealers are closed on Sundays. Like if I could have it on Sundays, even we could make some cool videos.
Yeah. I'm answering people.
Donnie didn't realize what happened, so
Yeah.
he just flashed trauma on the
Yeah,
Screen.
boom,
Someone says it
yeah.
still looks better than a Tesla.
Yeah. I wish I'll try to post a link to like a picture of the other
Sorry,
vehicle.
Melissa. Oh, his was.
It was really smushed. It's funny because we won't share the company, but we looked at the company website and they have like all of amazing cars for the work that they do. And it's like 5 cars and that car is on
Yeah.
the end, but it's like the worst looking one. And it's one of those big white vans that's very flat on the front. So it just evenly smushed the entire back of Lucifer, but also itself. So its whole nose
Yeah.
is just washed. It definitely looks worse than Lucifer.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, looking at it, I was just like, yeah, his headlight was completely smashed out, and bumper was askew, and considering it was like like one of those vans that has like a big metal bumper and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I was surprised it had so much damage.
It was weird because he was like fiddling with it while we were waiting for the cop, and pieces were falling off, and he threw them off the highway. Did
Yeah,
you see?
yeah.
Making me really paranoid.
Melissa also just popped in and saw this. We just got rear-ended on the highway yesterday. We were basically stationary, and the person who rear-ended us actually drove off, and then sort of got, should we say, encouraged off the road by a really awesome Good Samaritan who's actually from Detroit. He's a car guy. We call him Colin the hero now. We'll just say that.
Yeah. Once
Amazing
once we get
dude.
the car back and things are safe pandemically, we're going to take them out to dinner. But in the meantime, we'll try to keep everybody updated on like how Lucifer is doing, getting repaired. Which-
Lucifer, we think is drivable,
But I've never been hit in an electric car. It's like, how do you know if there's any damage to the base?
yeah,
what? I don't know.
it's like we drove home, and the only warnings are that the park assist features are
Oh, I
not
hear
functional.
that. Yeah.
So it's definitely drivable. We could probably do some stuff with it. You know what? I'll be honest. Mostly, it's like I don't want to drive around with the damage on the car because I want everybody to be like, "Oh my God, what's that? That's the new Mustang. It looks really
Yeah.
nice." I don't want to be like, "Ooh, what happened to that car?" So that's
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
Maybe I
like,
have to get over that. But
no, I getcha.
But I mean, maybe once we get it in, there are 2 places that do body work on this car around our vicinity. So maybe once we get it in, and if they say it's safe, and if they sort of, maybe even if they take off
Yeah.
the bumper and sort of pat
attached at the other one.
Yeah, I mean,
Take it out.
I know that they do a pretty good
Yeah.
job, and the battery is between the axles, the wheels, so it should have been pretty safe overall. You know,
How do you know it? Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it brings another. I mean, it's just like getting rear-ended in a gas car, and like, is the gas tank okay?
Yeah.
Same deal. And truth be told, like, I don't think he could have been going that fast, but yeah, I don't plan on driving it except to get a quote, an estimate on it, and then that's basically it. And you know, truth be told, it's like I don't want to be like, well, we're lucky. No, we were unlucky. We got hit, but we're thankful that we are both still working from home. We don't have to drive anywhere. We still have Liv's car, so I'm thankful for all of those things. And there's no need for us to drive this thing until we get it repaired. We may like take it out and do some, just around the block so we can get some better lighting if we were going to do some of the videos in the car until it goes into the shop. And we'll just see,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering that too, Donnie. And I know, like, I mean, I'll be honest, I don't know. And so maybe it's me being paranoid. But I was like, oh my gosh. And, like, I'd be scared if I dropped the battery of a phone or a laptop or something and gave it a shock.
This is something, like, I don't want to claim to be an expert. I just assumed, that some of the Ford engineers, I've heard them talk about, it may not even been Ford, it may have been other EV engineers saying, like, how they protect the batteries. They do have instructions for, like, if you are in a severe accident and you needed to use, like, the jaws of life, how to disconnect the high voltage battery.
Oh, that's right, on the front.
Yeah, there's a way to disconnect the high voltage battery. In a Tesla, you, like, cut a loop. In the Mach-E, there's, like, a thing that you can disconnect. But that'll be a video. I think we'll do a video on that of, like, how are high voltage batteries protected in crashes, and how do you know it's okay?
I'm going to write that down because I'm intrigued too.
Yeah, and I think the good thing is that the battery management system is monitoring all of the cells. So if it loses voltage or has a voltage spike or a temperature spike, it'll immediately alert you and tell you. There was one person that posted in Mach-E forum that got a high voltage battery warning, and they were told the car says pull over immediately, turn the car off, turn it back on, and then see if it's okay. And they did, and it was okay. And then I think this might have been even this weekend. They're going to take it in on Monday and have them check it out. So maybe I'll go out and check the car after this and just turn it on and just keep checking it and see. But truthfully, like, I don't think it was that hard of a hit where it should have come close to damaging it.
It was really weird though, because I got a text from my phone saying that
My carrier accessed my location because of a traumatic event or something, which
Yeah.
I don't remember signing up for something like that, but it was cool. I was psyched about it. Like, you could tell that
Well,
we
you
were
called
in an
911.
accident. Oh, duh.
Yeah. When you
Okay,
call
I was like,
911.
my phone is so smart.
Well, and we have Pixel phones. I
Because
just
I get a crash alert when he has a bike incident.
from my Garmin. My Garmin.
Yeah,
does
from
that.
his Garmin. So I'm like, we have a couple of those. I wasn't sure.
The Pixel has a crash detection where it'll do that as well, but I don't know if I turned mine on because I had to reset my phone last week because I was having microphone issues with it. So
Laura, if you guys were there for the previous live stream with the wrestling and stuff. So, Linda, I'd love to know what your other Mustang is. Sounds like a Mach-E is an amazing addition. Jeff, we are not sure how long it will take to repair. I'm a little nervous because obviously product parts are pretty rare right now. My dad just had to replace his bumper on what is it, a Ford Explorer?
he has a Ford Explorer.
Yeah, and he said it was 6 weeks just for that. So we're a little nervous. Crash detection, yeah. That Jonathan mentioned.
Yeah, that's right. I know. I remember going through the settings and seeing the 911 assist, but nothing like that activated. Maybe it wasn't as traumatic as all get out.
It really wasn't. It wasn't bad.
No.
In all honesty, so relieved that you didn't hit the person in front just from that impact. Well
Yeah.
done, because the car, they hit and the car went like that, I think, a bit, and you went like that.
Yeah.
So you stopped it. It's
we might include footage of the crash with the trigger warning, of course, in a video about the day
Yeah, it's
coming up.
looks
It's
relatively
very
subtle.
yeah, it's really subtle. But you can see that the car went like that, and obviously slow motion. And
And
then
and I do remember
ooh,
trying to turn to instead of going directly into the person, I immediately tried to turn to go to the right of the guy.
yeah, and I remember you doing that. Um, and Roy is asking about the Ford mobile charger being used outside in the charger video.
I think it's certified to be used outside, if I recall, because a lot of times they assume that like you might take it with you, like to an RV park, and you can use it outside. It should have some UL underwriter laboratory certifications that should specify that. So
Seriously, several people bumped into you, Jonathan. That sucks. Yeah, this was certainly not hot enough for airbags too. So maybe that's the kicker. Is it has to be so significant that there's like airbags or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah, because I mean, when and luckily I've never been in a major accident.
Either.
Actually my first accident I got rear-ended when I was in California. And I thought it was bad because I hadn't had the car for 6 months. This is not even, it was like 1 month and 1 day. But yeah, that one was bad and it bent the frame of the car.
Huh. Yeah, Richard. So he says he's had several rear end near misses where people follow too close and the regenerative like braking slows you down so quickly.
Yeah.
In this case, it was weird because, and if we include it in the video that comes out soon, um, it was stop and go traffic. We were in a really trafficy off ramp, so it was just like stop. And they move up a
So,
little bit, and then Patrick would move up. So the person in front had actually moved up a bit, and Patrick had started moving. So there was a little space even.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and the thing is, like, I had just moved over like 20, 30 seconds before into that lane. And then the guy that hit me must have followed me late, into that same lane. So it was just a matter of like I think he cut off the person that was behind me and misjudged what was happening in front of him, and I think he was trying to, just cut it close to cut the other guy off, and didn't hit the other guy, but hit me. It's just stupid. He's a young driver. Like
To be
that's
totally honest, I've rear-ended someone before, and it was making a right turn, and they turned right, and I was watching the traffic to the left, and there was no one coming, so they turned right and went, and I looked, no one was coming, so I went as I turned my head like that, and they had stopped. I'm not sure why, but obviously it's my responsibility to make sure that they had stopped. They stopped for no apparent reason, but I rear-ended them. I stopped. It's my
yeah.
fault. It's my fault. I got out, and we were like on a quiet little street. So it's kind of what happened, I think. But he ran away. Um, does the charger need shade? I would
I
assume
I
that.
would think you would want to try to shade it because even just direct sunlight is so brutal, especially like here in Colorado. I would try to get some type of shade for it.
I do feel like you need to do. Would you guys be interested in this? Because I'm curious now. Like, what is it like getting in an accident in the Mach-E with one pedal driving? Because I wasn't driving. I don't even know. Because like one of the things that scares me of one pedal driving is that my habit is if anything bad happens, I put my foot on the brake. And I mean, obviously the same habit is in this case. You can still
Yeah.
put your foot on the brake, but you will be braking anyways, pulling off the accelerator. I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah, I was definitely using one pedal, and afterwards I thought about it
Uh,
of like I'm glad I didn't, because I was going forward. I'm glad I didn't accelerate. Um, I think that was our doorbell. I think that was a delivery. So, anyways,
Amazon.
I'm glad I didn't accelerate, and that was like the first time I thought about that. Of like if you have one pedal mode on, that is something to think about. But on the other side is like my instinct was to smash the brake as hard as I could, and I did that, so I didn't hit the guy in front of me.
And you turned the car
And I
to
turned,
avoid the
yeah.
person in front.
Because it's funny, I watched the video and it sucks that it's a time lapse because it's just like a split second and you see the person in front of you going like,
Oh, do
yeah,
you?
you see their hands waving around. So that's why I was like, is their car okay? Oh my god, oh my god. And then I ran to,
Oh,
yeah, I checked the video multiple times, but the front of our car is completely fine.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It was
they
probably
probably
loud.
heard it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, because you see, it's kind of cute actually. It's just little hands waving, but so shame. Donnie just paid off a car and then got rear-ended. That's so frustrating.
yeah,
I hope that they at least paid for it. But even if insurance covers everything, everything's paid for. It's like 1 month in, and the value of this car is now damaged,
Yeah.
which is actually something that Colin the hero mentioned. Was like,
oh yeah.
make sure
When
that
I traded my car
do
in, that
that.
was one of the things, and because it's been in 3 accidents, my previous car got rear-ended twice, and somebody backed into me at a stop sign one time. That was the weirdest thing. I was literally like, they were in front of me at the stop sign. There was like 3 cars behind me at the stop sign. We were all taking our turn to go. And then for whatever reason, like they stopped at the stop sign and then they started just backing up. I'm like, I don't know how you do that. And then that was a hit and run as well.
that was when I was coming to meet you.
Yeah,
Wasn't it?
we were meeting downtown, and then yeah, the person like backed into me. And I'm like, what the heck? And I like roll my window down and like, what's going on? And she goes, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay." It's like, "We can pull over here." And she goes, and then she just took off. I was like, okay.
Did you catch her? Oh, right,
My son
Rio.
was
Yeah,
with me
you
and
went
got
there.
her license plate number. So the cops were, yeah, I don't know. It just seems like, I don't know why you'd run, but
So Brian mentions that they were taught drivers that they use the same for the brake and the gas. And I know I've had people ask me about driving with 2 feet as an amputee because I'm a right leg amputee. And that's part of the fear is like not knowing when you're on the accelerator or the brake. And
yeah.
I tried it for a minute and it wasn't good back when I was 16. Yeah.
Yeah, we there was just a debate on Mach-E forum a little bit on they always drive 2 foot and they don't like one pedal mode. They like driving with 2 feet. I've always been a 1 foot driver, except for of course the clutch. But with one pedal mode, yeah, it's weird because like you let off to brake, but it is something about reaction time. I'd like to, we'll probably have some studies done at some point. I would imagine about like people's reaction times with one pedal mode.
Well, and isn't Ford doing the crash test? They're trying to do the
The
collision.
Highway Traffic Safety
Yeah.
Institute or whatever is doing the crash tests on the Mach-E, but
Bye, Donnie.
they don't
Thanks
do
for
that type
joining
of thing.
us.
So
That would be interesting. How do you feel how do you feel your feet did reacting? You know what I mean? Like
I
did it
you know
feel
I
weird?
no I think that's the thing is like it's why like if you're in the military you wear a hat when you're outside
the habit.
and one of the reasons is they want you to be in the habit of like if you're in a war zone that if you go outside you put your cover on no matter what, so it's like you get this habit. And I think it's the same thing when you are driving a car. You want that instinct of like something happens, you smash the brake, and that's exactly what happened. And that's not always the right answer, but more than likely that's the right answer.
Can we see if there is a pre-collision assist, can we get a printout or something, like some documentation to see like the car has done these
Yeah.
maneuvers? Like, can we see? That'd be interesting.
By the way, I didn't tell you this, but we hit 1,000 miles on the Mach-E
Oh,
on the way home from the accident.
Right.
We're at like 1,001 miles now, and I'm like, "Oh, damn it." So it was like the accident would have been at like 995 or something, or
maybe they
992.
like pushed you into 1,000 miles.
No, I was
Yeah.
just like, I can't believe it. But hopefully it's just a few parts. If we can get the parts quickly, we'll be good. So,
Bye, Guru. Thank you
but
so much.
I think we're going to wrap up as well.
Yeah.
Let us know. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, dropping comments down below. Any videos or suggestions for videos that we can do to kill some time and we'll still try to keep up to date with everything. Maybe
we-
I'll get a loaner or something that's a Mach-E.
And we really, truly appreciate you guys being here for this journey and the experience. And if there's anything that you desperately want to see, like we said before, with the Mach-E, let us know and we'll make sure to cram it in now, just in case it takes a while. Maybe it'll be best case scenario and we'll still be able to do some of the amazing stuff that we have planned. And if you have any requests, let us know. Because we're thinking about Santa Fe, Moab, and San Diego are the three that we have sort of
Somewhat scheduled.
car depending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys so much. Like I really, when I started the channel, I thought I was just going to document it. And we've done other YouTube channels of like travel vlogs and stuff.
So we really like making videos. It's fun and it's a fun way to process experiences and document them and sort of have them for posterity and look back on it. So it's really fun.
I think we watch our videos more
Probably
than
more
anybody
than
else.
anyone
So
else.
like we went to like St. Louis and Seattle, and it's a fun way of like versus having a bunch of random video clips and photos. It's like we put it into a video, and
It's like it's scrapbooking.
a keepsake for us. So that was my really truly that was my intent with the channel, and then it's been a lot of fun. Everybody's been so desperate for information about the Mach-E, so it was like this worked out really well that I could try to provide my experience and do research and share my research. So it's been a lot of fun and way beyond like if you would have asked me last July, I would have said I would hope to have like 100 subscribers, and that would be cool because if you get 100 subscribers, you get to pick your your YouTube address. So that was literally like my only real goal. Is like, man, I hope by the time I have the Mach-E, I can have my own URL with YouTube. So I thought that would be great, but it's been a lot of fun. And Liv does
I'm
YouTube
UV
videos.
Explored, by the way.
UV Explored, yeah.
Yeah.
But we've done videos, and it's sort of like we'll get like one comment in the 2-week period, and then she's joining me with these. It's like, oh my god, you get like so many comments.
Yeah,
It's
you
crazy.
guys are really awesome. And I mean, because we really do make videos because we enjoy it. And the travel vlog videos that we made, we barely got any comments or any views, but like we just enjoy it so much. So
Yeah.
the fact that you guys have been enjoying this too is absolute icing on the cake. This community is so cool. The EV community is cool, and the car community really like going to the car meetups. Don't know if you guys are interested in that stuff, and if you have access to car meetups in your hometown and it feels like a safe environment for you, like it definitely felt nice for us to be outside around our car and everything. It's been so fun. I can't wait to do that more when we have a car that looks pretty again.
Yeah, and I think, and I've said we were going, but I'm rambling on. But the other thing that we were sort of like, this is really cool because we're coming back into a time to where it's okay to socialize a little bit outdoors, and we're feeling a bit more confident because we're getting vaccinated. We got our first shot, but we're like, we could go to like a cars thing because that's outdoors and we don't have to be close to anybody. And I thought that was pretty neat. We're opening up this new world, and then it's a setback. So I'm going to be positive. It's a setback. We're going to, even if we don't have a car, maybe we'll go visit some next month.
And if there is any other EV that you're interested in, we've been interested for a while in test driving others. So if there's a specific EV that you are interested in seeing, we'd love to test drive and try them out. I mean, definitely VW ID4 is on the radar. Like Patrick said, we got to check it out in the dealership, and it's very fun. It's very fun. Obviously, I have a little bit of a weird situation, so I'm excited to drive it and see how it goes cross-legged.
Yeah.
But I will say the seat has a lot of customizing options.
Yeah.
I can move in all directions.
And if you work for a major manufacturer, tell them to get us a car that we can test. So I don't know if you guys know, but the Mach-E that we had in February for 2 days, Ford actually contacted me, and after I bugged some of their marketing people, but they were able to get us a Mach-E for 2 days that we could test, and we would love to do the same thing with other manufacturers. And I think we'll do a fair job of trying to point out things that we like about it. I know a lot of people don't like the VW ID4 compared to a Mach-E, but I understand where it fits in the grand scheme of things. And it's sort of like, because we get so much grief from Tesla owners, but it's like we have options, and options are good. And if you don't believe in options, then Tesla should make one EV, and that's it. Like if you think the Model Y is the best Tesla, then why do they make a 3, a S, or X? Because people have different needs and they want different options. And that's why there's room for the Mach-E, there's room for the ID4, there's room for the Polestar. People are going to have different wants and needs. If I were like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, young single dude, I probably wouldn't buy a Mach-E because I think it's too big. Like I would have probably went for something like a Model 3 that's smaller, and probably would have wanted something even smaller than that.
But now, also realistically, by the way, Jonathan likes the backdrop, so thank you. This is like a little maker setup that I had because I had a maker channel as well. I like making stuff, so
oh, you got your glitter thing.
Yeah, hence the glitter stuff, and but on the fuzzy chair. So realistically, though, I've always wanted a car that I can hold my trike in. So the fact that the Mach-E can do that perfectly, if you watch the fit test, it literally perfectly. We haven't gotten to actually take it on a journey yet, which was part of the whole Moab thing, taking the bike. But now that we have that covered in the Mach-E, realistically, I'm sort of eyeballing other smaller EVs for a future replacement for my little 98 RAV4. So we kind of do have different things in mind for the future. Yeah.
And things change because there was a time where like I had an F-150, but it was bought a new house and was like I wanted to do stuff like take out the fireplace and remodel some stuff, and it was like a truck made sense. But then it's like our lifestyle now is like we need something that's commute friendly as well as can haul stuff, but not like dirt and bricks.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay. What?
And Linda was just mentioning that the Mach-E is the first EV
Yeah.
that interests her. And actually, kind of me too, because we saw it at the LA Auto Show in 2019. And actually, I was there to see the, what was I?
Kona?
The Kona. Yeah, I was really excited to see the Kona and sit in it and sort of mess around with it. And then Patrick pointed out the Mach-E, and it was like, whoa. And the fact that it was an SUV, and back then that was not really as, there was, what was there?
There wasn't much. So and for me it was like, I saw the Tesla Model S and I was like, whoa, oh my God, it's electric and it's like cool. And then, oh my God, it's too expensive. And then they're going to come out with the SUV, and they came out with the X. And I was just like, I could use an SUV now. Way too expensive.
Yeah.
So then they came out with the 3, and I had a lot of friends that were excited by that. And I'm like, no, now I want an SUV. It looks cool, but, or not looks cool. I don't even think it looks cool. It looks plain. But I was like, it would be cool, but it's too small. And then it was like, we're going to come out with a smaller SUV that's based on the 3. And I'm like, ooh, this could be the Tesla for me. And then as soon as it came out, I was just like, oh, it looks like a fat Model 3. So I was disappointed. And then I started hearing the Mustang-inspired SUV from Ford, and I was like, this might be it. And the fact that it came out and was a Mustang, not Mustang-inspired, just Mustang-inspired, just sold it to me even more. And it's what I've always liked about cars is that they're transportation, but it's like they have like a feel to them. So it's like when you put on like a jean jacket versus a leather jacket, you have a different feel and a vibe.
Yeah.
The car is the same way, and it's like I really felt like the Mustang. It has that sporty, fun look to it, and has the performance and handling that could back it up. So it was like the perfect EV for me, and the size. And I had some young people talk about like, it's just the Mustang for guys having midlife crisis. Like, it's not having a midlife crisis. I have a life where I need to carry stuff, and I need.
Well, actually, the people who organized the event yesterday, because I remember you said that to them. This was the Lone Tree Cars and Coffee, and they were like, "It's not a midlife crisis. We can just afford it now."
Yeah.
I'm like, just barely though. But yeah, I still can't believe that it's in the garage. That like this is actually our car, and the fact that it's semi out of commission now is a little crushing. But I just remember seeing it on the podium, and it was like, this was the star of the whole auto show, I think.
Yeah.
Really, and it just seemed very untouchable and gorgeous. And
I agree with Linda. I love the touches. I think it's beautiful. Just the trim, everything, the aesthetics of the car are beautifully done.
You know, to me, one of the best parts are the tail lights and the blinkers. I never wanted to just change lanes and turn and use my blinker more in a car than in the Mach-E because it's so cool. Like you turn the blinkers on and it's just like what everybody's seeing. So I do that. Like I saw a couple of Teslas. I was like, let me go and just put my blinker on. I'm like, I got a cool blinker.
Oh, remember those pretty neat stuff says, hey, by the way.
So we're gonna do this.
Oh,
we gotta run.
Because you're just joining us.
But we're gonna just let you know this is for pretty neat stuff. We
anyone
appreciate
who's
all of
joining
your
us.
comments. You've commented on so many of our videos, but we are going to be shifting slightly, not by choice, but because of this. We got rear-ended yesterday. It was a hit and run. We got the guy's insurance number and all. The cops came. The other guy got the ticket and all of that, so we should be
We
good
had
to
an
go.
amazing Good Samaritan, Colin the hero, that helped us get the
Yeah.
person.
But it's going to take a while to get back to doing our normal run of videos, but we still have some alternatives. So thank
Yes.
you, Pretty Neat Stuff, for subscribing, always commenting. Sorry you joined late. We got to run now.
Yeah, we got hit.
But yeah, we got smacked pretty good in stop and go traffic on the freeway. We're okay. The car was drivable, but as you can see, it's going to take a while to get that repaired. They probably don't have parts. They probably don't know
Yeah.
what to even do. So we'll see.
I
So,
know. We're still in shock too. I gotta say, if they replace the whole back, I want to keep the Mustang on the bumper.
Yeah, I'm going to see if they can pop the Mustang off
Yeah,
because I want
it'll
that.
be like a badge of honor that this car has been through something.
Yeah. And if they say no, then
We'll take it off and say it fell off.
I'm
No,
yeah,
shh, no
yeah,
one
that's
say that.
exactly what I'm doing.
Really?
I'm not even going to lie. I'm gonna pop that off with a screwdriver if they say I can't keep it. So,
So pretty neat stuff. If there's anything that you want to see in the Mach-E, if there's anything you want to know, please
Without
let
us
us
driving
know.
it.
Yeah, without us driving it, please let us know now, because in case it has to be in the shop, we do want to do whatever we can now.
and we'll keep you guys posted
Yeah.
on Twitter, Instagram, and in the community tab here. We'll let you know how the repair stuff is going, and if it's
Yeah.
interesting, we'll make a video. So
Yeah, and if you have any questions about the repairs as well, we sort of have this unique insight now into what the inside of the bumper looks like. Like you can see a lot of wiring and stuff. You can see what the material is sort of like. So we'll take a bunch of photos, document the entire thing, and definitely pretty
Yeah.
neat stuff. Make sure it's 100% perfect when we get it back.
I think we're
Cool, cool,
glitching now
prefer.
too. Like,
Are we?
'cause yeah, I move things around on the computer. So, all right, thanks a lot. Hope
Thank
you
you so
guys have a
much.
great Sunday.
Yeah.
If you celebrate Easter, hope you have a great Easter Sunday. And we'll see you soon in a new video, probably front removal 1 month.
Front removal, we're going to do sync for a
1 month removal.
one
month
month
review.
1 month, and just of course the 1 month review was filmed before the accident. And I do want to say thank you all for joining us, and be safe out there. Watch
safe.
where you drive. I hope you never have an accident, never get rear-ended, and everyone is safe. Yeah.
Take care.
Bye.